Why, hello everyone. I know it has been a little bit of time, and you can probably guess why it has been. Obviously, I have continued to play. However, I had quite the big project that I was working on, that being my storage facility. Now, a few things have been going on in this world. For starters, we have the new chest room. And today I'm going to be showing you exactly the ins and outs and how does it work and problems with it and what we've been doing to fix it. And then I will additionally be showing off possibly a future project that I have been working on. But nevertheless, this is the new chest room. If we go up to the old chest room, which you would recognize from previous videos, we can just head on up here. It's still kind of a work in progress, but not really. We have some like bulk storage items up here. Um, hmm, that's a problem. There we go. Um, we have some bulk item storage up here, but you might notice, oh, I kept it all. Hmm. But there's some scattered chests, ender pearls, buckets, enchantment books. Those are all still things that technically need to be taken care of. However, the majority of it is gone. And so obviously we don't have this down below because these can't get sorted. But you notice some of these chests sitting around. Huh. Would you look at that? There's hoppers underneath. Oh, you know what? Hang on. A little smelter room. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? So, essentially, what I have done for this entire upper area, and we can just fly up here. So, this is what it looks like basically from the outside. So, we still have plenty of area to build in here. But if I go back inside, it's this chest, you know, and all of them are connected to a hopper system. And I do say all of them because there's more than that, just that chest. There's this here, that one down there, that one down there. The hoppers run all the way this way for the future. But why I did all this was so let's just, you know, oh, here's some tough. All of that is going to get sorted in the item sorter. And, I won't lie, hoppers are not the fastest way for item sorting. However, they are the most modular. So, with that being said, I can put a chest here, I can put a chest there, chest there. I can put them anywhere I want. And sure, it's slow, but I spend a lot of time in this area. So, if I head back down here to the main chest room, you can notice it lags up there, but in here, it actually doesn't. We can take this up here, and we can actually go behind and see some of the hoppers. So let's head on up here. This is like if I just need to dump a whole bunch of things, but this is what it actually looks like. So the hoppers come down from the rooms above. It enters this kind of double chest, and this kind of acts as a backup as well, like if something happens. Um, Obviously, like if everything gets super backed up, it's gonna take a long time to sort, but it won't be catastrophic. Um, and then all this goes into the hoppers here. You can see those going through, go all the way under here, and then over to each segment. And there's 4 segments in here. So as it keeps going from each one to each one, it eventually wraps back and comes to here. So it comes back from this side all the way back to here. Now, if we end up going down, it drops down here again, and then at this point, it starts going underneath this row. So then this is the back end of this. And basically all of these sort every single item. So you can see the tuff is still making its way through the entire system. You might be wondering why they're just random chests back here. This is all my unsorted items. So kind of like a trash, you could say. But yeah. Then also the nice part is every single one of these. So anything that can't be sorted all ends up in here. So charcoal should probably make something for that. But yeah, so it all ends up back in here after getting sorted, and if it can't find a new home, it all goes to here. Eventually, and there is more spaces. We aren't full. Like you can see up there, like there's some room there, there's some room there. There's, I think, yeah, there's some room there. You know, there's just a good amount of space where we can continue putting more items to be sorted. But all the main important things are going to be on this first level. Now, the big elephant in the room. The floor. So, this floor took an insane amount of time. And there's a few reasons for that. First, it requires a lot of squid ink. So, because this is all a lot of black stained glass, and then this top level is the I forget what it's called, but it's the glass that doesn't allow light through. But underneath that, it's layers and layers of black stained glass with the lanterns on top of them. And then all of that around there is black concrete underneath and on the walls. Like you can see it here. That's the black concrete, black concrete, black concrete, black concrete. Now, let's go take a look at it from the outside, because I think that will give a pretty good perspective on why it is what it is. Of course, first we can go to sleep. And while we're just walking around, it would be greatly appreciated if you leave a like and a comment. I always put a comment on a sign at the end of each video. But this is what it ended up looking like. So it's kind of like this giant black mass, which is pretty cool. It fits well. Like, it looks good. If we go up here, you can kind of see, like, it works really well. I was actually going to put, like, dirt or something over it, but I was like, it looks really cool. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it how it is. So I did. I left it exactly how it is. And if I go down this way, you can see it's all very, very dark. But you might be wondering, wow, that's a lot of black concrete. Where did you get all the ink? Well, do I have news for you? Because the ink all came. Could really use this more. We head on this way. I did make a video on this as well, but that is the squid ink farm over this way. So this little hut here, we go down. This brings me to my squid ink farm, where it kills squids very, very fast. And how this works is essentially all of the water in the area has been drained. So this is a river, and all water in the spawning distance is only this. This is it. This is the only spot where squids can spawn. So this is the only spot that they do spawn. Now let's go back into the train center. And then we can head on back this way. Back to the base. But that's how I ended up getting all of the ink. But the last part where, because I know it's that glass that doesn't let light through, that was the quartz biome right there that you saw down there. All of that, I just kept mining it as I was doing it. I'd jump out, go mine some more, and all of this was dug by hand because can't TNT this area. But yeah, that's how I was able to squeeze basically a whole new chest room underneath my current chest room. So all of this stayed my current chest room during the entire project. Of course, it's been modified. And I still have plenty of room for adding anything that I would possibly want to add in here. So there's still plenty of room. This is going to be my armor room. Kind of going to make it look like a bar, an armor room. It'll be really nice and cool. And then I said there's going to be one more thing, but there's actually going to be two more things. And for that first thing that I'm going to show you, I have to fly really far away over the modern district, past these mountains. And this is going to be like a sneak peek at what is to come. Because you have this nice little island and then this mountain. You know, just a mountain. But it's bald. You notice it's bald. So if we just kind of Billy Goat our way up this mountain, you know, there's nothing to it. Let's fly up. Oh, not all bald up here. Well, this mountain is not a mountain. It is entirely fake. And also I built some little stone bridges. Nothing too crazy. Just some pathways. Because I'm trying to improve the pathway system in my world. But this is basically what I'm considering like part of the lore for the world. Where it's an old building. Not really sure its purpose, but doesn't need one. But let's head on in here. Oh. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Alright, I'll just stick that back on there. But this is the underside of the mountain. It seems like quite the lovely place, actually. So this is what it all is. And you kind of tell. I'm not really sure what I want to do under here. I know what I want to do on top. But under here, I don't really have a plan at all. So if you guys want to see something built under here, let me know. Because I don't have any ideas. You know, I swear I filled in all the holes in this, but I guess I didn't. Now, of course, there's one last thing to do in today's episode. And we all know what that is. That is to put a name on a sign. Yeah, and you can really see how far out this comes. You guys will see this in a future video and see what I mean. I was kind of getting low on fireworks there. Had to restock. Alright, and last but not least, we are back in the YouTuber garden, where, if you didn't know, every single episode we put a name on a sign. And today's sign is Toomgoob. So Toomgoob left a really funny comment saying, I got so caught up building fans that I almost forgot I was watching a video. Or something of the sort. Anyways, thank you for the comment. It made me laugh. It made me chuckle. If you want to be featured on a sign, leave a comment, and I might just put you one on. Our area around the fountain is about a quarter of the way there. So, you know, I'll probably throw a celebration once we hit the end of the fountain. I'm going to ignore that. But yeah, thank you, Toomgoob, for your support. And I hope to see many comments on this video. I can't wait to read them all. Anyways, thank you, YouTube, and all of y'all have a good one.